That's right. Tally ho there, champs. Now, welcome to the show to everybody. If you're new around here, come on, sum up, join the wood train, hit that bell, ding-a-ling-dong, and yeah, if you like this video, give me a like. But we are going to torture test this Alienware M15. Will it be a nail or fail? We're going to go through the thermals, see how actually good it is, stock, undervolted. We're even going to remove the CPU wattage limit and we'll see how she goes. So this is Alienware's venture into the slim and light portable 15-inch gaming laptops, and it really is thin and light. And it actually looks smaller, even though it's a little bit thicker, than the old Lunchbook Pro, the MacBook Pro. So yeah, it's super thin and light for like a full-on gaming laptop. Now there are some compromises with that, soldered in RAM and even a Wi-Fi as well. So it's inverted motherboard. The only thing you're going to be replacing is the M.2 SSDs, which there are two. That's awesome. Anyway, let's get into it. This model here is the i7-9750H, 6-core, 45-watt part, and we have an RTX 2070 Max-Q. Now you can get the 2080 Max-Q as well, 1660, 2060. Of course, if you get the 2080, thermals may be different. Pretty cool in Melbourne at the moment, around 20 degrees inside. Also with i9, i7, there's not going to be much difference in the temperatures of the CPUs. Because of the better performance per watt of the i9s, you can actually get the same frequency at around the same sort of temperature and same sort of wattage. So anyway, let's get into this. First of all, if we look into Intel XTU, and by the way, when I test this, it's on overclock 2. So that is the maximum performance for the GPU. The GPU I didn't touch. It's always on max. That's the only thing you can really overclock. Now to overclock or undervolt the CPU, you need to go into Intel XTU, which we're in here. And as you can see, stock, it says 47 watts on that boost sort of clock there. It'll settle down at 47 watts, that means. So in this configuration, so that's max overclock of the GPU and the CPU stock, not undervolted, you're not going to have any heat issues. This is one unit. Your mileage may vary, but because it's limited to 47 watts on the CPU, I never seen it get over 90 in its stock configuration, even with the GPU overclock. Now, because it is limited to 47 watts, that sort of tells a tale, doesn't it? Why aren't they letting it go to higher wattages? Well, given that, you know, it can reach into the high 80s up to the 90s on the CPU side with 47 watts, it's probably not going to take any more watts unless you undervolt it. And by the way, in Battlefield, you're still getting a respectable like 3.2, 3.3 gigahertz at 47 watts on the CPUs. So what's great about this is no messing about. You don't have to worry about thermal throttling, anything like that. If you play with it stock, it's just going to be good to go. And if you just want a no hassle-free gaming experience, just get it and play, and you're not going to have any issues. It is tuned very well for that, and there's nothing to see here. No problems whatsoever. So let's push it harder. So now we're going to do Cinebench. Now its stock Cinebench at 47 watts will be about 3,300, 3,400, something like that. But let's unlock the wattage limit and I'll raise it to 90 and we'll undervolt by minus 150 millivolts. And woof, yes. Now you can see it running Cinebench, and what you'll see is we're getting up to what, 80 watts. It peaked up to 80 watts. It's limited to 90, so it's interesting that it didn't go to 90. That's quite interesting. And what you can see here with that minus 150 millivolt, we're getting around 87 degrees and we're still pumping 80 watts into this thing. So that's a full 4 gigahertz. This chip is only capable of 4 gigahertz all-core burst, and we're getting every single ounce of that power there. You know, 80 watts is equaling 4 gigahertz. And we got 90 degrees on the CPU. Sorry about that. So no problems here whatsoever. If you ran it stock and just, you know, release the limit to 90 watts, yes, you would thermal throttle. It would go to, you know, around 3.7, 3.6. So you need to undervolt it to get this full performance. You know, it still will kick out a really good score if it's not undervolted. But yeah, if you're going to unlock the limit to 90 watts, you're going to undervolt it, okay? So, you know, of course, and your mileage may vary there as well, because if you can only get a minus 100 millivolt, well, you're not going to get the same sort of performance, and every chip is different. So, you know, just bear that in mind. But as you'll see, as we get to the end of this Cinebench run, you can still see we're 97 degrees. So this is on the limit. This minus 150 millivolt undervolt is the actual limit. It's not going to go any better than this. It's 4 gigahertz the whole time, and it's reached 98 degrees. It just peaked at 98 degrees, and we've got a Cinebench score of 2,973. Wow, wow, wow. Now, I actually got scores of over 3,000 with this same sort of setup, and that is i9 territory. This is an i7, and that is i9 sort of score. And if you don't know, i9s will score from around 2,900, you know, stock sort of configurations up to around 3,500. If you've got a really good system and you can unlock it and you can undervolt it and stuff like that, you'll get, you know, over 4,000. But, you know, that's like in a really good gaming laptop. But yeah, that is i9 territory with an i7 processor. So, and the thermals got up to 97. They nearly got to 100. Yeah, that is excellent performance. So now let's do another test. So I've told you get around 2,300 to 2,400 stock. Okay. So now what we're going to do is run LuxMark and Cinebench at the same time. This is with the same minus 100 millivolt undervolt. And we're going to run the GPU with LuxMark. So that's 100% GPU, okay? So this ain't messing about. This is like full torture test. And we'll see what score it spits out with the GPU running at 100%. So let's start that up. So as you can see here, we're already running LuxMark now, and we're running Cinebench at the same time. Now, as you'll see, we're still getting 76 watts on the CPU. Now, before we we're getting around 80 watts, but we're still getting 4 gigahertz. This is with the GPU 100% lit up. So the GPU can't do anymore. It's been utilized like 100%. We've got the CPU being used 100%. And you can see there, 76 watts. It's still pushing 76 watts. 4 gigahertz still, and yes, it's reaching 100 degrees, but still we're getting 4 gigahertz. It's not even gone below 4 gigahertz yet, which is very surprising. 73 watts. All right, we've gone down to 3.9 now. That's because the temperature's gone up to 100 on the CPU. What do you expect? The GPU's going 100%. I wouldn't expect anything else less than that. And yeah, it'll be amazing to see what sort of score. And you can see there thermal throttling on XTU there. You can see that. And we'll see here. And that's what they call thermal throttling. See, people think that just going below base is thermal throttling. No, thermal throttling is it reaches the temperature, it gets too hot and it throttles. Like that. That's the definition of it. So we're still pushing 69 watts, 3.8 gigahertz, sort of towards the end of the run. This GPU's been lit up, still 100%, and it is 100 degrees, but that's good. This is with the undervolt, and it'll be very interesting to see what sort of score it spits out. And this is undervolted, so we should, oh, there you go, 2,619, and there you go, there's the Lux score mark there, and that's why the GPU's been lit up 100%, CPU's lit up 100%, we're spitting out a score higher than it does in stock, and that 2,600 is a good i7 Cinebench score. That is like what I'd expect from just a normal laptop. 2,600, I'll go, yeah, that's pretty decent performance for an i7 in Cinebench. That's why the GPU's been lit up 100%. Now, of course, that's with the minus 100 millivolt undervolt, and you know the wattage cap lifted to 90 watts. Now let's not undervolt it. Let's just leave the CPU in its stock form, but we'll raise the the CPU wattage to 90 watts. So its limit is 47. We'll go to 90, but we'll just take away the undervolt to see how much thermal performance this has. So now we're going to run LuxMark again, 100% GPU, and then we're going to run Cinebench with the CPU, and let's see what happens now. And the score is obviously going to be lower. All right, but remember, stock we were getting around 2324. All right, so that's stock. So in the 47 watt configuration, that's the sort of score we were getting. As you can see here, we've gone up to the 83 watts. Why the GPU's been lit up? No undervolt here, and you can see, the performance per watt now. See, 80 watts equals 3.6, 3.5. Before 80 watts was 4 gigahertz. See, that's the difference performance per watt you get when you're undervolt and you're not undervolting. Of course, the temperature is 100 degrees. I expect that with the GPU being lit up 100%. And this is all the fans in performance profile, everything like turned up to max. And we're getting 3.4 gigahertz now, 70 watts still. That is still amazing, all right? If I do this with the MacBook Pro, now the MacBook Pro is not a gaming laptop, but you got to remember the GPU is nowhere near as powerful as this RTX 2070, so it doesn't draw the power or heat of that. And it brings it to its knees if I run the GPU and run Cinebench at once. What happens with that is it goes below base clock, and this is still doing 3.4, so that goes below 2.4. It goes below that. It actually goes under 2.2, slows down to a crawl. It actually spits out an okay score in the end, about, say 2,200, 2,300, which is sort of like a i7, sort of like a lower end score of an i7. So it still does okay, but nothing like this, pushing 3.4 gigahertz, not undervolted, with the GPU being lit up 100%. And you can see, it is taking an extra amount of time, but 66 watts. Now, there's no way known, like the MacBook Pro, again, it's not a gaming laptop, but that would drop down to below 50 watts if the GPU's been lit up 100%. So that just shows you in a thin and premium package, you can still get great thermal performance, great power performance, and that's a lot of power being pumped into this thing. And look at it, 2,300, boom, that's a stock i7 sort of Cinebench run. Like it is like a lower end sort of score, but still with the GPU being lit up 100%, you can see there the score of 2,300. That is great performance. That's not undervolted. So yeah, happy days. Good gaming performance you're going to get with this. Good thermal performance. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Tally ho.